Alright, hello everyone. My name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we are playing Dinos. Alright, I've had this deck built for a while. Just wasn't getting any good games. Finally got some games that I can show you. So let's take a look and see where we're at with the skill and the deck list. After playing the deck a lot, I have decided on this 22 card list as probably the best version of dinosaurs, and I'm going to show it to you right now. The skill is called Dino Awakening. You can only use the skill's second and third effects once per duel. During your turn, you cannot normal or special summon except for special summons from the extra deck any monsters except dinosaur monsters. Send one face-up non-dinosaur monster you control to the graveyard to add one baby Ceratosaurus from your deck to your hand. Then you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard. So, since you have to send a non-dinosaur monster, but you can't special summon any monsters except dinosaur monsters, this has to be an extra deck monster. And the only one that makes sense is Link Kariba. During your main phase, you can make one monster on the field become level 4 until the end of the turn. If it was a monster your opponent controls, you can also apply one of the following effects. That monster becomes a dinosaur until the end of the turn, and this turn you can normal summon one Soul-Eating Oviraptor in addition to your normal summoner set. Cool. Let's talk about the deck and how we can use this. Our boss monster is Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is unironically one of the best main deck boss monsters in the entire game, second only to probably Therion King Regulus, if I'm being honest. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, a level 10 Earth Dinosaur monster, cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard. Once per turn during either player's main phase, you can destroy one monster in your hand or on your field. If you do, change all face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a defense position monster, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and if you do, send that defense position monster to the graveyard. UCT is an incredible monster, absolutely insane. And its effect is a soft once per turn, which means that if you have multiple Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos on the board at the same time, you can use their effects both at the same time. So you can pop one of your monsters, set all your opponent's monsters, then they try and build a board again, UCT again, set all their monsters, easy. Book of Eclipse is a really good card. Book of Eclipse is limited to 3. This is not limited to 3, so go off. Pop everything. It's a good card, and you can special summon it from the deck with your double evolution pills. So yes, absolutely insane boss monster. Play it at 2. Soul-Eating Oviraptor. Soul-Eating Oviraptor is a level 4 dark dinosaur monster. If this card is normal or special summon, you can take one dinosaur monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. That is a huge amount of flexibility. You can either grab Misk, use Misk to go off. You could grab Giant Rex, and usually what I'll do is I'll add Giant Rex to my hand so that I can discard it for the cost of the skill. You could send Giant Rex to the graveyard. You could mill your baby Ceratosaurus and then have it in the graveyard as a target to revive. You could draw UCT. UCT is an option. If you special summon this card during your opponent's turn, you could use it to draw your Doodle Beast Tyranno, and then just normal summon Doodle Beast Tyranno. So it's a really good card. You can target one other level 4 or lower dinosaur monster on the field, destroy it, then summon one dinosaur monster from your graveyard in defense position. You can only use each effect of Soul-Eating Oviraptor once per turn. So Oviraptor's effect works on your opponent's dinosaur monsters as well. That is because it is intended to be paired with a field spell card called Lost World that we do not have. But your opponents can have a dinosaur monster if you believe hard enough, and by that I mean press the yellow button. You turn your opponent's monster into a level 4 dinosaur. Now this only works if your opponent's monster has a level and is not already level 4. But if it's like a level 5, level 8, level 3, then you can make it level 4 and then make it a dinosaur, and then you get a free summon of your Soul-Eating Oviraptor. You pop your opponent's monster, you summon the baby, you win the game. Really good. Miscellaneousaurus. I made an entire video on how good Miscellaneousaurus is. Watch it. During either player's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. During this main phase, dinosaur monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. That is broken. That is an insanely good floodgate. This card will be limited to 1 guaranteed. Or banned. One of the 2. You can banish any number of dinosaur monsters from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon a dinosaur monster from your deck with a level equal to the total number of monsters banished to activate this effect, but destroying it during the end phase. You can only use this effect of Miscellaneousaurus once per turn. Misk is how we start our combos. In addition, you can draw this card on your opponent's turn by special summoning Soul-Eating Oviraptor. Then you can just make all your dinosaur monsters unaffected, and that's disgusting. So, great card. Have 3 copies of it. Draw it. Play it. Win the game. Good God. Giant Rex. This is a one of. Level 4 Earth Dinosaur Monster. Cannot attack directly. If this card is banished, you can special summon this card, and if you do, this card gains 200 attack for each of your banished dinosaur monsters. You can only use this effect of Giant Rex once per turn. So this is a level 4 that you can use to Exceed Summon Evolzar Logia. Very good. Animadorned Archosaur. If this card is normal or special summon, you can destroy one dinosaur monster in your hand or on your field, and if you do, add a reptile, sea serpent, or winged beast monster with the same original level, or a evolution pill spell from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. The add effect is mandatory, so if you want to make sure that you can pop the baby, you need to play 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill, because you will simply not be able to start your turn if you have the 1 copy of Double Evolution Pill in your hand. It's really rough. It's debatable about whether you need to play 2 copies of Animadorned Archosaur to avoid bricking. I really don't like playing more than 20 cards. I already am really sketchy about playing 22 cards, but I wouldn't complain. I would be less concerned, or more concerned if I wasn't winning all the time, but I am winning all the time, so this is fine. If you feel like you're opening your 1 copy of Animadorned Archosaur too much, you could definitely play 2 copies of it, but I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Unlike the baby in your hand, which means you can't use the skill, or a Double Evolution Pill in your hand, which means that you can't search. Animadorned Archosaur, if it's not in your deck, you can't summon it with Misc, but you can still normal summon it. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It just means that your combo is a little bit shorter, unless you have Misc, in which case you can use Misc to summon something else later. You just have to banish another card for it. It's fine. This card's great. Doodle Beast Tyranno. Ah, yes. We will be giving them the Goose Pickles. This is a great card. Level 8. Earth Dinosaur Monster. 2400 attack, 1200 defense. My fiance, or my husband, is very mad at me right now. You contribute send this card by attributing 1 dinosaur monster. During the main phase, if a dinosaur monster is on the field, as a quick effect, you can immediately, after the effect resolves, tribute summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is normal summon, you can destroy 1 monster on the field, and then if this card was tributed by tribute summoning a Doodle Beast monster, it gains attack equal to half the destroyed monster's attack on the field. Cool. Just a good amount of interaction. You draw this card off of your Doodle Beast Stego and your Doodle Book and then you can just summon it during your opponent's turn by tributing your Oviraptor or your Stego, pop a card. Extra interaction, really good. Played at 1. Petite Pteranodon. This is the trickiest card in the deck. I really want to like Petite Pteranodon a lot because it lets you draw. It lets you summon Doodle Beast Stego, which draws your which lets you summon Doodle Beast Tyranno. But the problem is that if you have Petite Pteranodon on the field, you pop it with your Oviraptor. You summon You summon Doodle Beast Stego. Then you have exactly 2 monsters on the field. And if you play Double Evolution Pill, then you summon your UCT, and then you don't have enough space to summon anything. So the only way this card is good, the only way that Petite Pteranodon is good, is if you have it in your opening hand. Because if you have it in your opening hand, along with like another copy of Baby Ceratosaurus, then you can Animadorned Archosaur, pop the baby, summon Oviraptor, and then you can normal summon Petite Pteranodon, Oviraptor, pop Petite Pteranodon, revive the baby, and then that gives you the Doodle Beast Stego. And then you can use Stego and the monster that you revived to go into IP, and that gives you the extra interaction over the normal combo. But that's so specific. I'm not sure if you should run Petite Pteranodon 3. I wish the skill lets you search either Baby Ceratosaurus or Petite Pteranodon, because if it did, it'd be a no-brainer. You could just play 3 copies of Petite Pteranodon, you wouldn't worry about it. But the skill only lets you draw the baby, so it's like, that makes this card a lot harder to use. Yeah, I'm not sure. You definitely don't play 0 of this card, because it gives you access to this whole engine. But you could potentially cut everything if you don't like it. You could cut Tyranno, Petite Pteranodon, and Stego, along with That would drop the number of cards in this deck down to 18. Then I guess you could play some back row, or maybe like maybe 3 Archosaurs. I feel like that's bad though. I feel like you want as many Archosaur targets as possible, so having Petite Pteranodon is better. I think I'm right, but this card is so... It has been underwhelming more than it's been overwhelming. Baby Ceratosaurus, card's insane. If this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon a level 4 or lower dinosaur monster from your deck. It's the same thing as Petite Pteranodon, but the main difference is that you can draw it off the skill, which makes it much better. Doodle Beast Stego. If you control no monsters or all the monsters you control are dinosaurs, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is no more special summon, you can add a dual book spell card from your deck and then discard a card. You can only use this effect once per turn. The card you add is which is if you use cards in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, banish it to add a level 5 or higher dinosaur from your deck to your hand, which will be your Tyranno, and then you can summon Tyranno and you win the game. Good card. Double Evolution Pill. Banish a dinosaur monster and a non-dinosaur monster from your hand or graveyard. Special summon a level 7 or higher dinosaur monster from your hand or deck, ignoring summoning conditions. You can only activate 1 pill per turn. Alright, some people could use this to summon Coatlas. I don't think that Coatlas is that good, so we summon UCT. Good card. Fossil Dig. Add a level 6 or lower dinosaur monster from your deck to your hand. I am playing 3 copies of this. You have to go in the selection box to play 3 copies of this. The deck is expensive. Deal with it. Great card, not once per turn. Alright, extra deck. We have IP Masquerena. 2 non-link monsters. During your opponent's main phase, you can, as a quick effect, immediately as effect resolves, link summon 1 link monster using materials you control, including this card. You can only use this effect of IP Masquerena once per turn. A link monster you use this card as material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So forever, the monster that you link summon with IP Masquerena is unable to be destroyed by card effects. That is called a lingering effect. Lingering effects cannot be negated. So your opponent could try and, like, if you had Red Nova Dragon on the field and you activated Fiendish Chain, if your opponent had Red Nova Dragon on the field and you activated Fiendish Chain, that card negates all of the effects of Red Nova Dragon, including its ability to be protected from destroyed by card effects. You could then use your Scarred Dragon Archfiend to summon Void Ogre Dragon and pop the Red Nova Dragon. I've done it. It's very good. You cannot do that to a monster that has been summoned with IP Masquerena. Even if you negate all of its effects, the protection effect from IP Masquerena is not an effect that's on the new Link monster. It's just protected. Very good card. This card is fantastic. It's in a selection box. It's expensive. Deal with it. Same selection box as the Fossil Dig, though. So to use IP Masquerena, we're going to play a bunch of Link monsters. We have to play Link Karibo because it's a Link 1. Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, and Boral Sword Dragon, along with Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World. So Phoenix, pop a spell or trap. Nightmare Unicorn, shuffle one of your opponent's monsters back into the deck. Boral Sword Dragon can't be destroyed by battle, so it is basically indestructible with 3,000 attack points. And finally, Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World. 3,000 attack points, Link 5. Requires at least 4 effect monsters. You can also use 1 monster your opponent controls as material to link summon this card. That's huge. So during your opponent's turn with IP Masquerena, you can activate the effect, take IP, Logia, UCT, and one of your opponent's monsters and take them all off the board to summon Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World, and then your opponent loses one of their monsters. Not targeting. If this card is link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls forever. Very good. Very good card. This link summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. That is hilarious. So if your opponent Dark Holes, doesn't target, doesn't work. If your opponent Forbidden Droplets, doesn't target, doesn't work. Forbidden Droplets, one of its best benefits is that it doesn't target, so it works on monsters that are immune to targeting. It actually is a detriment against Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World. She can't be affected by droplets, right? What else? Mirror Force doesn't work on her. So you have to compulse or crack down her, basically, which is great. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a monster from the graveyard, as a quick effect, you can negate the activation. Great. So there are a lot of effects that revive from the graveyard. In particular, one that comes to mind is Sky Striker Ace Ray. Sky Striker Ace Ray will special summon herself from the graveyard when a Link monster is destroyed. No, that doesn't work. Ray just stays in the graveyard. It's great. Cool, good card. For the other monsters, we have Abyss Dweller, turn the opponent's graveyard off. I have been bullied into getting Vespinato. I think this card is worthless. Once per turn, you can also Exceed summon Vespanana by using a rank 4 Exceed monster you control as material. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. If this Exceed summon card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target a level 5 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Okay. People swear that if you are playing a rank 4 deck, you should play Vespinanos because what if your rank 4 uses up all its materials, which is very relevant for Evolve Zarlagia. However, you just use Evolve Zarlagia as link material for your IP Masquerena. So I think this is pointless. It was like a guaranteed SR drop from the thing, only 750 gems, so whatever. It's not like I'm using extra deck for anything else, but I think this card is probably the weakest card in the deck, and I regret ever buying it. And lastly, Logia, 2 dinosaur monsters. During the opponent's turn, when a monster would be normal special summon or a spell trap is activated, detach 2 materials, negate the summoner activation, and then destroy the card. Hilarious. You summon Overraptor, then you banish Giant Rex from your graveyard, exceeds the 2, you got to negate. It's really good. Alright, let's take a look at the replay. We are up against 8 wins. Tachyon. Crazy. Alright, our opening hand is Fossil Dig, Petite Pteranodon, and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This is what we call in the business full combo. So we're going to activate Fossil Dig, draw a Misk. Misk effect, our monsters are unaffected. Banish, special summon Animadorned Archosaur. Animadorned Archosaur, pop either the baby or Petite Pteranodon. Draw a Pill, Petite Pteranodon, special summon Overraptor, Overraptor, mill Giant Rex. And now normally we would add Giant Rex to our hand to pay for the cost of the skill. However, we have another card that we want to discard in our hand, which is our Doodle Book. So we're going to send it to the graveyard instead. Link in a Link Kariba. Skill. Draw the Baby Sarasaurus by sending the Link Kariba to the graveyard. Discard Normal summon Baby Sarasaurus. Overraptor effect, pop the baby, special summon Petite Pteranodon. Baby Sarasaurus, summon another baby from the deck. Link these 2 into IP Masquerena. Activate Double Evolution Pill, banish the Link Karibo and the Giant Rex special summon UCT. Giant Rex comes back, we Exceed into Evolve Zarlagia. Banish 2 from grave, special summon another UCT, and we pass. Alright, let's look at our hand. We have IP Masquerena, Evolve Zarlagia, which is a... IP Masquerena is whatever we want it to be. A spell trap pop, a monster shuffle, immune to battle and destruction, and has 3,000 attack points, or we can make it Underworld Goddess of Closed World. Evolve Zarlagia is Solemn Judgment, UCT is Book of Eclipse, other UCT is Book of Eclipse, and then we also have the Doodle Book, which will draw us a card to discard or pop for UCT, or it could also pop our opponent's monster. Standby phase. We banish to draw a Tyranno before the opponent does anything. They're going to start things off by activating Forbidden Chalice and target our Evolve Zarlagia, which means that we don't have the negate for the turn. I don't really care, so I let it go. Activate the skill. They can play Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from their hand, which is funny. Draw Nebula Dragon. Nebula Dragon effect, special summon a Galactic Spiral from the hand. That means he has all his face-up boards filled. Not the smartest play, so we pop Logia and we set all of our opponent's monsters face down. And he can't do anything, because he's an Exceed deck. We attack into all 3 of our opponent's monsters with 1 UCT, send all 3 of them to the graveyard, burn our opponent for 1,500, and then attack him directly. He has Kiteroid, so whatever. We then attack with IP Masquerena, take him down to 1,700, and we pass. We did have Fossil Dig, and we could have done a little bit more, but, I mean, we only have 1 space on the board, so it wasn't really worth it. Opponent's turn, they draw and they concede. They got nothing. There you go. So that's the power of a 2-card combo with the Misk plus the either the Petite Pteranodon or the Baby Sarasaurus in the hand. If we didn't have UCT in our opening hand, whatever, we would have just ended with 1 less UCT. That didn't change anything about the end board, but the fact that we did have the UCT made our end board much, much stronger. My name is Sarafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.